Welcome to Mathigon.org. We're going to be using the shapes in this particular program to make a snowflake. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find the hexagon in your polygon tool. So I'm going to select the hexagon right here. And when I select the hexagon, I also might want to change its color. So I might change it to something more interesting or winter-like and position it in the middle. Then from there, I can pick any shapes that I want. For example, I could pick this rectangle. Now, our hexagon is great because it has 6 sides and will help us make our snowflake, which also has 6 sides. So whatever I create, it either needs to line up with the points of my hexagon or the flat sides of the hexagon. So I think I'm going to do the flat sides. Grab the little button on the top, and you can rotate your shape until it lines up with your hexagon here. So this rectangle, and you'll see that it's like a magnet. It'll just click right in if you want, or you can give it a little bit of space. Either way is fine. You can also change the color at any time. Now, when I have my rectangle, another thing I can do if I want to, and I don't want to try and click and change the color every time, a good trick is to use Control-C, the 2 keys on your keyboard, and it'll make a bunch of hexagons the longer you hold it down. So you can go ahead and keep rotating them and arranging them all the way around your snowflake because we're trying to achieve radial symmetry. I push Control-C again a few times to get my last 2 rectangles that I'm going to need. And of course, you're going to want to overlap a few shapes. So once you've got these rectangles centered and connected, you can see our snowflake is well on its way. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another shape. I actually like this purple color, so I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to rotate it so it fits inside at the point instead. So maybe I can find a way for it to stick in there. And of course, I can make as many copies as I need and rotate it wherever I want it to go. So I could rotate it to fit in here. I know that's not symmetrical, so I need to turn it just a little bit more and lock it in. So you can overlap and fit shapes however you like, as long as whatever you do to one of the points or sides of that hexagon, you have to do it to them all. And I really like the site because once again, it's helping me lock those shapes into those spaces for me. It's kind of like a magnet. It just helps me get all of those shapes in. I can also see that this shape isn't quite matching up. And now that it's matched up, it's going to let me just stick that shape in there just like a magnet. The last thing we want to consider is some overlap. So whenever you pick shapes, make sure you consider overlapping a few of them. For example, I could overlap this diamond shape to add a little interest. I want to make sure this diamond shape is also lined up. Maybe like so. Maybe it comes in a little bit. Maybe turn it a little bit so that it fits in the center. And just keep playing with it until you're happy with the number of shapes that you have. Your snowflake will probably get pretty big as you're layering shapes. Be mindful of your layers. If I did my diamonds before my rectangles, I might notice that I can't see them anymore. We want to make sure we can see all of the shapes. It's okay if they're partially covered, but not seeing any of it might not make any sense. And maybe one more shape to really overlap and finish this. I really like this chevron shape, this polygon. I am going to change its color though because that red really stands out. I'm going to go with this darkish blue. And once again, you can turn, rotate, stick it wherever you would like. Make sure I rotate it so that it fits with my design. And then keep going around from there. And you'll see that Mathigon really quickly builds these shapes for us. It helps us really make a nice detailed snowflake with radial symmetry, as long as you're paying attention to which way the shapes are arranged and rotated around that center, because that's really what radial symmetry is all about, isn't it? It's about rotating and keeping those shapes the same all the way around in that circular pattern. And you'll notice, especially with the chevrons that I have here, you can even see the hexagon again. Once I close this chevron over and I've overlapped it properly, you can see it actually makes kind of a hexagon shape. Now, how you save this is really easy. You're going to see this download image box right here. Click it and it'll download right to your desktop where you can copy the image and save it for later. Happy creating!